Hi everyone. Just wanted to send out a quick video to share a little bit about channeling for you and anyone that you may be considering inviting to any event that we're co-creating together now or in the future. There are some people who just aren't ready for this particular portal of channeling and may never be in this lifetime, and that is perfectly fine. We all access our highest being and states of ease in whatever ways are in alignment with our soul's most delighted longings. So this is always an invitation. I really, in terms of trauma, people's emotions and their stories, do appreciate the concern for other folks. I do want to remind everyone that we are not responsible for managing the stories or emotions of anyone else on the planet, and that they always have 100% free will to make any decisions that are resonant with their own comfort and states of ease. The information that you can provide today can let you rest in that, should you choose to take that option or potential for ease, and then just give them the information so that they can make an informed decision. And if you're one of those people who is receiving this video right now, hello and welcome. Choosing what is resonant, now I'm speaking to all of you, for what's arising in this very moment. And if that is being present for the channeling, that is being present. If it is not, it is not. You'll have a call or an excitement perhaps today, and you'll know for sure on the day it comes. And that is the moment in which your truest response is most important. Until then, letting yourself feel excited and curious without having to manage the details about what may happen. Let me try to answer some of those questions now. So I could feel just then, actually, I was starting to, as Kim, the human being, step aside a bit. The Kim with the stories, with the attachments to the body and the experiences here on the planet, who will, until her last breath, my last breath, be unraveling those stories with delight and curiosity. In the channeling process, because she's been able to cultivate the vibration to align with portals being open, she is now able to access information from, or wisdom from, teachings from, what we can call the unified field or source. Some might call it by another name or label. What I imagine it to be as Kim is that we are always energy. We were before we claimed this body. We will be when the body dissolves. And that part of us that is formless is us, and that there are multidimensional aspects of us, and that in this potential, in every moment, for us to choose our reality, in other words, how we respond to every given circumstance arising in the mind, in the heart, and around us. Are we walking the planet Earth, this beautiful gift, in service of our soul's longings, not what we think we should be for other people or how we think we should do to manage other people's experiences? So I'm allowing myself a little bit, and I'm going to pop back here, to dip in and out of that state of channeling, which means I may be 5, 10, 15, 50%, 25%, 99% in the other room, so to speak, as the portal of just being opens up, where I become a clear vessel, where I can become an unconditional state of love for messages to flow through me to you as your own wisdom and source. And there's nothing about me, Kim, or source, the intelligence itself, that need you to agree with everything that's being said. It doesn't even need you to believe the channeling's happening. All it's saying is there's information being provided through a vessel who already loves you. She already understands that vibration is everything that is. She's done her studies. She's suffered, she's learned, she's explored. She continues to know she knows nothing. She's heartfeltly called to share what experiences she has had as part of the buffet of the choosing, and what you may or may not pluck from the field of potentials for what can be the experience of what you are as a soul having a human experience on the planet Earth in this moment now. And what is true for you right now, the costume you wear, the expressions of who you are creatively can change in the next moment. That gets to be your truth, and we don't need to explain that to anybody. Here is where people may be afraid of the information, because what is suggesting to you is that if you decide to look at your current agreements with yourself and others and to see whether or not they are truly in service of your highest sense of self, freedom, ease, joy, soul, being, sometimes the answer is no, and we learn how to lie to ourselves brilliantly. We then have to figure out what we want to do with that information. So once you know you're choosing suffering, the experience of creating suffering out of pain, a circumstance, or not paying attention to the abundance that is in every moment of you, as you, and around you on the planet and humanity itself. The teachings, from what I've experienced so far, are focused on love, how to experience that as yourself, how to recognize yourself as an empowered co-creator of the planet, how to support yourself in being able to discern between when to say yes and no to yourself and others, including those thoughts that are streaming through the mind, the emotions attached to stories arising. So in this group channel, it's not necessarily unfolding the very details of your personal story, although you may ask questions. It's a question-answer session with intelligence, whatever that means to you. And I'll just step aside and trust in those messages in support of us all, coming back to the unified field of love. Any questions may be asked. There were even questions asked about spirit before, and although the entity or source, we can call it, said that they were not there specifically for that, spirit was able to come through in a denser level. The experience of spirit is able to communicate. That is not evidentiary mediumship, however, that I'm offering here. I'm sensing the energies of the being and the vibration of a message that may be coming through the field. It's for you to decide what to do with it. I ask you to believe nothing. I ask you to be a healthy skeptic. And yet I ask you also to please be open-minded, open-hearted, and come with a sense that there's some reason the invitation's been given and there's some reason you're saying yes. Part of the teaching is, how do we get to a place in the human vessel so brilliantly designed specifically for us and being on Mother Earth, so that we can be in a state of flow and ease with all that is, even if what is in the moment is unpleasant and painful? Can we be enamored with the joy of being human and simultaneously recognizing we are source, creative source itself, an expression of, and if we allow it, a channel of? You're already a channeler. I just do it professionally, which means the expanse of my abilities to open different connections with, tendrils to, roots to, the portals that already exist are expanded because I practice all day, all night, wakes me up to practice. You're channeling through your art. You're channeling through parenting. You're channeling in business. You're channeling in nature. You're channeling in those moments where all of a sudden something comes in. You feel, I won't even waste words trying to describe. Then we usually jump in with analysis and go, why can't I always feel that way? And then we go down the rabbit hole of heavier vibrations, the old stories and old patterns, old agreements with ourselves. Nowhere in there, in that pool of what was, is there space to co-create something new. So the teaching is also about dismantling that in the everyday. The channeling itself may feel abstract in the messages. This is where, when the channeling is finished, just so you know, Kim is here about 40%. And after the channeling, the group channeling, there's an opportunity for Kim to come back. What she'll do is she will use whatever knowledge she has gathered in this time on the planet, in addition with whatever she is remembering as a conscious channeler. That means she has one tiny part of the ear listening. She cannot recall every detail, and yet as questions or statements may come up about what unfolded during the channeling, part of that memory will start to arise so that she can help you weave together and integrate the teachings so that it becomes practical for being in an experience of exploring and experimenting how you can actually be in alignment with Source, your sense of self and its most authentic expressions, and be in a state of flow, ease, joy, and laughter from moment to moment. So this is what generally the channel looks like. I will say that some of these personalities that come out are festive, loud. They like to laugh. They're laughing with you as Source. Laughing about the experience of being human, in which all of us here on the planet share when we choose to come here. And we understand that that is part of it. So the laughter is of joy, because the beings that are coming through, which are wanting to more powerfully say to you, remember, it is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs, thrilling moments, exciting moments, terrifying moments. And yet, when the ride is over, you return to the space of being. When we come through, it is to invite you back home to that sense of being, so that you know these tiny little details of life, although they may seem quite large, are here for you, in service of you and our opportunities. And that is all we'll say for now. If it feels resonant to visit with us, please come. We already love you. We already accept you. There's no judgment here. We want to play and co-create. And we trust that Kim is here holding the space with integrity. This is her training for trauma. She is still learning too, of course. But she is intentional and she will do the best she can. And of course is always open to feedback. This is a co-creative experience. There are no gurus here. This is Source creating with Source. She is the portal, creating through you the portal. We are just aspects of all that is. And we come in and bump into the space and the plasma of the conversation with you. We make change depending on the message, the vibration of, the quality of, the energy we want to share and to activate with you. It is like sitting in a room with many friends. So, again, this is all we'll say for now. We love you. Please give her a moment to come back fully. Stay tuned, as they say. Thank you. There is a lot of vibration here. Whew. Just wanted to get grounded a little bit before I returned fully to you so they don't come bumping in again, as they said. So that is the process. I'm glad that that was able to come through. Again, I'm delighted to be with the energy of whatever's coming through. I cannot explain fully why or how or what. I can only tell you that I have been a healthy skeptic and a wanderer and a wanderer in this journey. Just really stay aside. Learning more and more how to integrate the beauty of being all it is with this human experience. So it did require me to dismantle a lot of patterns, experience some painful transition. I'm also experiencing, remember, in every day, different ways, lightly and more heavily depending. But really to embrace my ability to co-create and to be not afraid of what needs to dismantle, so that what wants to come through can have an invitation, a clearer space to start to form itself and present itself to you as a joyous new incarnation of you in this moment. May you do it as peacefully as my beautiful furry companion Carlos, who you may be hearing snoring here. Thank you so much. Take care. If you have any questions, bring them to the channeling.